Hello, my name is Pastor Kris Kollar. I'm the pastor of Pleasant Valley Lutheran Church near Malabar Farm and St. Paul Lutheran Church in Lucas, Ohio. Greetings. We are reading through the Bible with commentary. We are in the fifth book of the Bible, Deuteronomy, which is the fifth book of the Torah, the law, and we are near the end. The Israelites are getting ready to go into the promised land, to cross the Jordan, and before they do, Moses is summing up the entire law. Of course, the 10 Commandments, the 10 words, but then also the minutiae, the statutes, the ordinances, the things to do to live differently than the people around them, how to live clean and righteously. And then yesterday and the day before, we heard curses and blessings. If they do not do what is in this law, there are many curses listed. There's a few blessings. There's a lot of curses. And one of the biggest ones is that they would be scattered to the ends of the world, the ends of the earth. Well, now we're going to hear about what happens if they break the covenant, which they do, and get scattered, which they do. Then we get to hear what the promise is from God. So chapter 30, Deuteronomy. When all these things have happened to you, the blessings and the curses that I have set before you, if you call them to mind among all the nations where the Lord your God has driven you, and return to the Lord your God, and you and your children obey him with all your heart and with all your soul, just as I am commanding you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you, gathering you again from all the peoples among whom the Lord your God has scattered you. Even if you are exiled to the ends of the world, from there the Lord your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you back. The Lord your God will bring you into the land that your ancestors possessed, and you will possess it. He will make you more prosperous and more numerous than your ancestors. So, if all of these curses happen and you get scattered, but you remember the Lord, he'll bring you back. Verse 6, Moreover, the Lord your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants, so that you will love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, in order that you may live. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on the adversaries who took advantage of you. Then you shall again obey the Lord, observing all his commandments that I am commanding you today. And the Lord your God will make you abundantly prosperous in all your undertakings, in the fruit of your body, in the fruit of your livestock, in the fruit of your soil. For the Lord will again take delight in prospering you, just as he delighted in prospering your ancestors, when you obey the Lord your God by observing his commandments and decrees that are written in this book of the law, because you turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, which of course is the number one commandment, to love the Lord our God with all our heart and soul. Verse 11, Surely this commandment that I am commanding you today is not too hard for you, nor is it too far away. It is not in heaven that you should say, Who will go up to heaven for us and get it for us, so that we may hear it and observe it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, Who will cross to the other side of the sea for us, and get it for us, so that we may hear it and observe it? No, the word is very near to you. It is in your mouth and in your heart for you to observe. Verse 15, See, I have set before you today life and prosperity, death and adversity. If you obey the commandments of the Lord your God that I am commanding you today, by loving the Lord your God, walking in his ways and observing his commandments, decrees, and ordinances, then you shall live and become numerous, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land that you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you do not hear, but are led astray to bow down to other gods and serve them, I declare to you today that you shall perish. You shall not live long in the land that you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. I call heaven and earth to witness against you today, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, loving the Lord your God, obeying him and holding fast to him. For that means life to you and length of days, so that you may live in the land that the Lord swore to give your ancestors, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. So very clearly spelling it out, you need to choose to obey this law. And if you do, then there's blessings, and if you don't, then there's curses. But even if you get sent to the ends of the world, if you remember the Lord, he will bring you back. Chapter 31. When Moses had finished speaking all these words to Israel, he said to them, I am now 120 years old. I am no longer able to get about, and the Lord has told me, you shall not cross over this Jordan. The Lord your God himself will cross over before you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you shall dispossess them. Joshua also will cross over before you, as the Lord promised. The Lord will do to them as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and give their land when he destroyed, and to their land when he destroyed them. The Lord will give them over to you, and you shall deal with them in full accord with the command that I have given to you. Be strong and bold, have no fear or dread of them, because it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Verse 7. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, Be strong and bold, for you are the one who will go with this people into the land that the Lord has sworn to their ancestors to give them, and you will put them in possession of it. It is the Lord who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or forsake you. Do not fear or be dismayed. Verse 9. Then Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the priests, the son of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Moses commanded them, every 7th year, in the scheduled year of remission, during the festival of booths, when all Israel comes to appear before the Lord your God at the place he will choose, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, as well as the aliens residing in your towns, so that they may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, and observe diligently all the words of this law, so that their children, who have not known it, may hear and learn to fear the Lord your God, as long as you live in the land that you are crossing over the Jordan to possess. So we did say that we read a few chapters ago that the 7th year, there's to be a Sabbath year, and all debts are to be canceled and slaves are to be set free. And on that 7th year of remission, they are also to read the entire law to everybody, because whether or not you can read, there certainly weren't copies of the Bible just laying around everywhere. So every 7 years they were to gather and read this law so that everybody could hear it, and all of the young children who have grown can hear it and know what it is, and all of the older people can be reminded of it, which of course it's good practice for us too, to read through the Bible at least once in a while. I used to have a pastor who challenged us to read through the Bible every year, and it's a great way to know what's in it, is to read it. So thank you for joining me in this as we read through the Bible. And some of it's a slog and some of it's really interesting, and we're just going to read all of it. Verse 14. The Lord said to Moses, Your time to die is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tent of meeting, so that I may commission him. So Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tent of meeting. And the Lord appeared at the tent in a pillar of cloud. The pillar of cloud stood at the entrance to the tent. The Lord said to Moses, Soon you will lie down with your ancestors. Then this people will begin to prostitute themselves to foreign gods in their midst, the gods of the land into which they are going. They will forsake me, breaking my covenant that I have made with them. My anger will be kindled against them in that day. I will forsake them and hide my face from them. They will become easy prey, and many terrible troubles will come upon them. In that day they will say, Have not these troubles come upon us, because our God is not in our midst? On that day I will surely hide my face on account of all the evil they have done by turning to other gods. Now therefore write this song and teach it to the Israelites. Put it in their mouths, in order that this song may be a witness for me against the Israelites. For when I have brought them into a land flowing with milk and honey, which I promised on oath to their ancestors, and they have eaten their fill and grown fat, they will turn to other gods and serve them, despising me and breaking my covenant. And when many terrible troubles come upon them, this song will confront them as a witness, because it will not be lost from the mouths of their descendants. For I know what they are inclined to do even now, before I have brought them into the land that I promised them on oath. That very day Moses wrote this song and taught it to the Israelites. And how interesting is that? Because how easy it is to remember something set to music. And you might not be able to remember a Bible verse, but you can remember the lyrics to a song from decades ago. And in that same way, they've created a song, which we will be reading, I think, mostly tomorrow, that sums up a lot about the Israelites. And it's a teaching way to help people to remember the verses. On verse 23, then the Lord commissioned Joshua, son of Nun, and said, Be strong and bold, for you shall bring the Israelites into the land that I promised them. I will be with you. Verse 24, when Moses had finished writing down in the book the words of this law to the very end, Moses commanded the Levites who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, saying, Take this book of the law and put it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God. Let it remain there as a witness against you, for I know well how rebellious and stubborn you are. If you already have been so rebellious toward the Lord while I am still alive among you, how much more after my death? Assemble to me all the elders of your tribes and your officials, so that I may recite these words in their hearing, and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will surely act corruptly, turning aside from the way that I have commanded you. In time to come trouble will befall you, because you will do what is evil in the sight of the Lord, provoking him to anger through the work of your hands. So first God told Moses everybody is going to fall away and worship other gods, and then Moses is telling the leaders, I know you guys are going to be rebellious and you're going to worship other gods. Then Moses recited the words of this song to the very end in the hearing of the whole assembly of Israel. And that is a new chapter, and it is not a short song, so we are actually going to read that tomorrow. But just a reminder of somehow if something is set to music, we can remember it so much better. If you've ever been sitting somewhere and a song came on and you found yourself singing the words to it, maybe from years and years before, but you still know the words. So by putting things to music is a great way to memorize things. And in this case, it was to remind the Israelites that they have not been faithful in the past. They need to be faithful to God, and a reminder that God is faithful even if they are not. So we will read the song tomorrow. And now may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord look at you with favor and give you peace. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go in peace, serve the Lord. Like, subscribe, comment. Thanks so much for being with us. Come back tomorrow to hear the Song of Moses that he taught to the Israelites before he passed away. And actually, I think tomorrow will be the last day for Deuteronomy. We will do the song and there'll be 3 chapters, but we'll get through it probably pretty quick. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a great day.